EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the Pacific Northwest, the home of the 12s, and they are in full roar as you get a look inside Lumen Field in Seattle. Tonight, it's the second game here on this wild card Saturday, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Seattle Seahawks. It's the second of our two games here on this Saturday as Super Wild Card Weekend continues here on EA Sports. And he'll get to the 30-yard line before going out of bounds.
First and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
So first and 10 now from the 30. To throw on the first play, McCarthy. This will be incomplete. Oh, a dream chance for a D lineman, but he couldn't pull that one in.
You have to see what kind of looks this defense is going to throw at him as this game moves along, but they're in a zone to start. I do think we'll see plenty of man coverage as we move along, but the first throw of this one, incomplete.
And they'll stop him after a gain of a couple to the 33.
And that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Throwing is McCarthy. This one brought in by Jefferson. And he's going to be marked down short of the first down. Needed the 40, but he's a yard or two shy.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. They'll try and run for him. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And this defense holds firm here on the opening drive of the night.
Ready? Crack all 80. Cowboy 80.
First carry here for Ken Walker. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
At the 35-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
70 Ranger. 70 Ranger. Ready?
Now back to throw. This is Fant on the short completion. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
19 tight. 19 tight. Panther 11.
They'll drop to throw. Going right back to Fant. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 10 more for him on that one. He's been a busy man. It's a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard
Come on,
line.
come on.
And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
The ball on the 8. Still could get a first down technically. 2nd and 7.
18 Cardinal. 60 Vikings. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Go.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Get it. 60, trap 60, trap 60.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this one is incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
And his kick here is good. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they're coming off a 4th down gamble that last drive that backfired CD, but really not as badly as it could. Their defense held up and only gave up 3 points.
And what they want to do is play off the momentum the defense gave them. Only giving up the 3 points in that situation after they failed on 4th down. Now they want to make it pay off. They want to pay homage to the defense and have their own drive pay off in points for themselves.
Now a handoff over the middle. It's Palmer. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You foresee incompletion and a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Here comes 3rd down and 7. Here's McCarthy. Open man, he's got Jefferson across the formation. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A big play that time on the catch and run. 39 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Looking to throw McCarthy. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
To the air with McCarthy. Throw left side taken in by Palmer. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
McCarthy going to throw again. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
I thought maybe when he caught it, he'd have a good chance of getting that 1st down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
Come on, ready.
It's a quarterback sneak. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this 1st quarter. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. The Vikings with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now a handoff as they run left side. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that makes it a 7-3 lead.
Boswell set to kick off.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
They go play action here on first down. Going right back to Smith and Jigba. And he's taken down inside the 30. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll make it 2nd down.
2nd and 6.
Let's go now. Bronco 80. Cougar 19.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And this one's incomplete.
Those are the ones you dream of as defenders. I think if he gets eyes on the ball a little bit earlier, he might come away with it. Instead, it's going to wind up as just an incomplete pass.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3.
Hey, Crash. Mustang Viking 18. Go.
Back to throw again. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Seahawks go for it, but can't convert. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated.
There he goes, left side. Inside the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boswell good with the extra point. And that pushes the lead up to 11.
Seahawks 3. First Boswell set to kick off.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They've got to be a little shell-shocked. Down double digits at home in the playoffs. Still in the first half. They've got to turn things around quickly. That's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be second down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
Ready.
From the gun, it's Walker. And the big boys up front. They're going to stop him right at the line. This now a 3rd and 4.
No gain on the play. It's now 3rd and 4.
They'll look to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. Down the left sideline. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Jackson Smith-Njigba, 58 yards. And the Seahawks have got it back to within a score. Brandon Aubrey now for the extra point. And he's got it. That cuts the lead. It's now 14-10.
Seahawks 10.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now we'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Here's a 2nd and 5. Up the middle they go. Palmer. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The Vikings on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Palmer. And he is not going anywhere. He will not even get back to the line of scrimmage as the clock will stop at the 2-minute warning. Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down. This is taken at the 15. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Up the middle, here's Walker. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 35.
60 Vikings, 6.
Straight ahead, Walker. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Good running right there. And this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances, and he picks up nice yardage on that one.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And that is incomplete.
Yeah, their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
68, 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. Dragon 60.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. So it's first and goal, and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Here's Walker. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. They've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on second and goal? Handling for the goal line. He loses the football. And this ball recovered by the offense, but remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. This is a big play in this wild card matchup, facing third and goal.
60 Vikings, 60 Vikings.
Back to throw here. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Looked like both sides were anticipating a quick throw there, and the defense was ready to jump in and deny it, and they did.
No hesitation about this decision here. Confidently, they're going to go for this. Fourth and goal from the 3.
70, trap 60, trap 60. Go.
He'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. An incompletion there on fourth and goal from the 3. And the Vikings, they come up big down near the goal line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with 5 seconds to go, this will likely be our final play. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And now off to the races down the right side. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
So his big first half continues, his 3rd touchdown already. They'll have to keep watch as this game goes along, how much they want to continue to ride him, because he could be on his way to a record-setting performance. Extra point put through by Boswell, and that makes it a 21-10 game. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, CD, we have seen it many times throughout the course of the season. This defense coming up large and snagging a big takeaway. But here they get not just the takeaway, 6 points as well.
And you just knew that for this team to advance, they had to get a big performance from this unit. And to this point, they've delivered.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
Come on, come on.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The lines move there. Look like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
And that's a lesson learned from the previous drive. Last time he forced one, and it turned into a pick 6. Here, he knows better, and he just throws that one away.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
19 shot, 2.
They'll look to throw again. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Travis Etienne, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. The extra point up and good by Aubrey. And the lead is down to 11 at 28-17. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
Now he's going to step up and run. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Facing 2nd and short, that gives you a chance to go for a bigger play through the air. But I think he said to himself, why not just handle this one? Got all the yards you needed and then some, and made that snap a huge success.
Here we go.
On 1st down, Palmer. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
The 43-yard line.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Now McCarthy. Middle of the field to Jefferson. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as a tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 28. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well.
32.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Palmer. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on third down. Throwing is McCarthy. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down. Now it's Chris Boswell on for the field goal try. This a 43-yard attempt. Boswell's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no win. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone. And he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Vikings will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. Looking to put a drive together. Throwing to start the drive. McCarthy. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he's as fine with that incompletion as a quarterback can be, in all honesty. He avoided his first sack of the game, and he did have a chance of connecting for yardage, just unable to on that throw.
They'll try the left side. Palmer. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. 205 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. 3rd and 2. Back to throw. McCarthy. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
And the punter's on the sideline. Here's the field goal unit now to try an exceptionally long one. And this will be called officially a 66-yard attempt. Boswell's kick is good. And Charles, his name etched in the NFL record books. Just the 2nd field goal ever made from 66 yards as he ties Justin Tucker's NFL record.
And everything had to go right for that field goal to be converted. The snap, the hold, the protection, all had to be perfect. No wind working against you, and he nails that one. Congratulations on an incredible kick.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
go is a loss of about 6, and now it brings up third. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this third quarter of play. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Fighting through pressure. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. The Seahawks go for it, but can't convert. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Here we go. Blue 32. Black shot.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and to big yardage all night long.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
First down, Vikings.
Ready, set, cut.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Palmer. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
At the 20-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground. Palmer. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 221 yards on the ground for him now as he's gotten better, really, as the night's going on.
And in a situation like this, you're in the 2nd half with the lead, trying to get to the division round. They're going to let him do his thing on the ground, and that's a great run there to pick up a 1st down.
Now they send a man in motion right. They'll get it forward to him on the touch pass. And he's just going to run right into that big old defensive end, and that play going nowhere. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal.
At the Seahawks 5-yard line.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Let's go now. Ready?
Now back to throw. He'll try and do this himself. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Vikings continue to pull the playoff surprise as they lead big here on the road. Boswell good with the extra point. And the lead is now 24. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And they finally get to him out near midfield, but he's all the way across the 45 to the 46.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
So the completion good for 7 there. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. He'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. Pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Looking to throw. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that's going to be incomplete.
They're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Mustang 19. Let's go now. Ready?
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. That is taken in by the tight end Fant. And they will get him down, but not before he gets very good yardage there, as that will lead us right into the 2-minute warning.
1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And he's got it. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Jackson Smith and Jigba with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Seahawks get a bit closer. He's got it. So they convert the 2 that keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. That's some good hard running there as he'll push his way forward for about 5. The ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
On 3rd down, it's Palmer. Well, this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of looking behind it, and that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let him fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. No choice but to go. Here's fourth down now. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. So a big play there on fourth, and now first and 10 at the 30.
First down.
18, Radley, 18.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
He'll look to throw. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, these guys are not going to go out with their tails between their legs. They're going to keep taking their shots until the clock's at triple zeros. But that one, like a lot of others, winds up incomplete.
Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A great effort there. 30 yards. And the Seahawks have got it back to a two-score game here in the fourth. The Seahawks offense staying put out on the field. They're going to go for two.
The Seahawks will line up for the
Back to 60, back to 60.
They'll try and throw for it. And he's got it for the two-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try. Well, CD, you understand. I mean, they're so eager trying to get back in this game here in the fourth quarter, but they touched that one a little too early before it went 10 yards.
Brandon, in such a high-stakes scenario, everyone's feeling the pressure on this play. The special teams coordinator, which one is he going to pick in terms of kicks? Can the kicker execute it? Can the team wait for 10 yards? So many variables, and in this case, they didn't get it done.
Now the Vikings will continue on in these playoffs as we say so long, everyone.